This is project number 6. Is this any different from chain chicken restaurants? So this basically is the retelling of chapter 5, which is I Am Your Beloved Uncle, through ChatGPT's like retelling, and as if Anish was dabbling in chicken, basically. So I thought that, in my opinion, I believe that story version number 1 fits more of Anish's, or however you say his name, his perspective. So first, I want to start out with I think both versions could be were a little bit interesting. They both portrayed him as being obedient to the Sultan in both versions as to why he was wanting to change the art style or dabble in new chicken. It was to be obedient, which is interesting because yes, he is obedient and he Anish is he holds the he has reverence for the Sultan. For example, Anish, hold on, says in the chapter 5, my client is in fact the excellency, our Sultan, the foundation of the world. He holds him in respect. And then also after Anish was talking about the portrait, the Venetian style and the portrait, he says, but no, that wasn't appropriate. It was our Sultan who ought to be this portrayed. Our Sultan ought to be rendered along with everything he owned, with the things that represented and constituted his realm. So he had this obedience. And then even shown in story version 1, it says, yet I cannot disobey the Sultan's will as law. So I found that interesting how it really had an emphasis on his obedience, and how it says later, the last line of story version 1, so I carry on torn between loyalty to what we were and obedience to what we must become, saying that he's torn between staying loyal to his miniaturist style, and he's torn between that and also the obedience of the Sultan and his will to become or practice a new different the Western style. And I kind of thought that was a little wrong. Yes, he wanted to be obedient to the Sultan, but I don't think that was what really was messing with him. I think Anish was torn between the fact that he wanted to stay loyal to his miniaturist art style, but really he found the Western Venetian style interesting. He found that so much more. So and it was kind of explained in story version number 1. In story version number 2, it just seems like Anish does not want to even practice the new art style or do the new chicken style, but really it says, they call this artistry, to us it's chaos, and then this the sameness of the miniature style is not weakness, or the way they do their chicken, it's not weakness, it is our glory. And it makes it seem as if he holds so much care to the miniature style that he doesn't even want to explore the Venetian style, when in actuality he does. In the book, there are so many instances where he just found it so captivating, how he wished he could even be portrayed in that Venetian style. And that's why I think story version number 1 is more his perspective, is because it at least acknowledged that. So it says, at first I was dazzled. Their chicken have perspective, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, uniform as if painted by machine. Like, it just, he explained it in such a way where he was like, wow, I was really captivated by that new style of chicken, or that new Venetian style. So, and like evidence of that is very clear. First, one day I came across a painting hanging on a palazzo wall and was dumbfounded. So, caught off guard. Oh, this is like about the dude. The next quote is about like the man in the painting. Though he didn't look anything like me, as I gazed upon the picture, for some reason my heart fluttered as if it were my own portrait. Like, he's seeing this new Venetian style, and it's like wow, I wish. Like, and then the next one, as I regarded the work, I slowly sensed that the underlying tale was the picture itself. The painting wasn't the extension of a story at all. It was something in its own right. Like, he's not disinterested in the new style. He's actually captivated and interested in how it works. Next quote. I never forgot the painting that bewildered me so. I left the palazzo, returned to the house where I was staying as a guest, and pondered the picture the entire night. I too wanted it to be portrayed in this manner. Like, he was so captivated, and he even wanted to like be portrayed in the Venetian style. Like, he actually was interested in it and was dazzled and captivated, and had an interest in it. And that's what I think what really was messing with him was not the fact that the Sultan was making him he had to obey the Sultan to do the style, to practice this new style. But what it was like, he was torn between the fact that he wanted to be loyal to his miniaturist Eastern style, but he found the Western Venetian style so captivating. I think that's what it was. So, in a sense, story version number 1 did, I think, kind of interpret it wrong of a sorts, but it did at least acknowledge the fact that he was dazzled or captivated by the Venetian style. And like story version 2, where it just seems like he's so closed off to the idea and that the miniaturist style is the way, when that's not necessarily true. Like, he's not closed off to the Venetian style. He was actually interested in it and captivated by it. So, yeah. And also both, yes, do acknowledge that he's obedient to the Sultan, but also holds the Sultan in reverence. So, yeah, that's about it. That's what I think.